Life isn't a game. I used to not take life seriously at all. It's crazy out here. It's not right at all.
Like, I'm a slave to the drugs, to this fentanyl shit that they got out now, man. I'm a slave to it. I can't shake it. They putting a lot of other shit in it, man. And for me to be forced having to look the way I do, man, I gotta quit while I'm ahead.
I need myself as well as they need me. Sometimes I sit back and I think about how did I get here and why am I afraid to start over again? Because I'm scared of failing once again. Every time I get to a certain point in my life, something happens.
A little bit about my life. I've struggled with addiction for 29 years. Being 40 years old, that means I picked up at 11 years old.
Most people are somebody before they fall into addiction.
My name's Emily. Well, I go by M out here. I'm from Pasadena. I've been out here for about almost a year now. I came out here with my ex. I was in a really abusive relationship for 10 years. It was mentally abusive and physically abusive. Everybody knew us out here, and they could see it, but it got really bad when we were alone. But I'm finally away from him. He got locked up, and that's pretty much why I've been out here by myself. I don't know. I lost my sister 5 years ago, and that's another reason why I started getting high. I relapsed. I tried perks with my sister, and that led to doing hair, and that led to doing smoking crack, and I'm out here doing dates and trying to survive right now on my own. When I started getting high, I was like 20.
Who introduced you?
My sister, she had surgery, and they gave her perk, and she told me to try a perk, and I did, and I loved it. I loved the feeling of it. I loved the way it made me feel. It made me feel like I was invincible. Ever since then, it's been really rough for me. I have 2 kids I miss so much. Liliana and Cruz, I miss them so much. I need to get back to them. I love them so much.
When was the last time you saw him?
A year ago. Me and my ex, we drove up here. He used to get every day. Then he crashed the car. And we just ended up staying up here in a vacant house by ourselves. And then when he got locked up, I was pretty much on my own, fending for myself. Currently, I'm living with a friend, but I don't have my own home.
What would it take for you to get clean?
That's what I'm trying to ask myself now. I know I want to. I know I need to. I don't know. I know I am going to.
You have any clean time?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
How did you feel being clean?
Really good.
Really good.
I felt great, yeah. Happy. Yeah. When I'm getting high, I feel miserable and I feel stuck. I can't get out of here. That's what I feel like. Stuck.
You think trying Percocets for the first time was the worst decision of your life?
Yeah. Absolutely. I should have never, ever have done that.
Do you have any, do you resent your sister for,
I do a little bit, but then a part of me is like, why do you resent her if she passed away? I don't know why I feel like that, but I do resent her for that, yeah.
So would you say your sister contributed to your addiction?
In a way, yeah, but she didn't hold a gun to my head, but yeah.
Do you have any family history of substance abuse? Your mom and your dad?
Yeah.
Are they still alive? What do they think about what you do?
they don't know if I'm alive or not.
One message for your mom and your dad, if they were watching, what would it be?
I love you and I'm sorry. And I love you. My other sister, my older sister, I love you. I'm sorry. Thank you for taking care of them. I'm gonna get better.
What does a clean life look like for you?
I want to go to school to be a nurse. And I want my kids. I want a life for my kids. A house. I know I'm gonna do it. I just need to do it. I'm not supposed to be out here. I don't feel like it. I don't need to be out here. I need to get out of here.
Would you be open to getting clean today?
Not today, but I will be open to it soon.
What would it take for you to say today is the day?
I just need to do it.
So why not just do it now?
I don't know. That's what's f***ed up about addiction. There's this man. He's in brutally beat up a lot of the women out here. I was with him one night and it was too late for me to realize that I was with him because I was so tired and I was up for like 5 days. But anyways, to make the long story short, he took me to his house and he told me to get out of his car. Well, I was sleeping and he punched me in the face to wake me up. And he started beating the shit out of me. And he told me if I made any noise, he was gonna knock me the f*** out. And at that point, I didn't know what to do. I was out front of his house, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I looked in his eyes. I was literally begging for my life. He didn't care. He wasn't gonna stop. He wanted to kill me. I believe that he wanted to kill me. But I literally, something in me told me to, he had a grip around my wrist, really tight grip, and I pulled away really hard. I got away from him and I hopped the fence and I ran, and I haven't seen him since. But that was really scary. I'm the only one that got away from him.
I know the same guy.
Because I'm sorry, I did see him again. He comes around here a lot. And I was with one of the girls, and we all just know who he is, but nobody does anything about it.
White guy, black guy?
He's a black guy, like 50. He wears metal glasses. He's bald. He's got a light voice. He treats you really, really good in the beginning, and then he completely switches up and starts beating the shit out of you and choking you. Tells you you're worthless.
The message for anybody thinking about coming into this life, what would it be?
Don't do it. Don't try any Percocet. Don't try any drug. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Go back in time and let your younger self know anything, what would it be?
That you're worth it.
What's one thing that you learned out here that you think will stay with you for the rest of your life?
Life isn't a game. I used to not think, or I used to not take life seriously at all. But it's definitely, it's crazy out here. It's not right at all. I don't know. It's definitely not a game.
My name is Ty. I'm 47 years old, man. I was born and raised right here in Baltimore City. I'm from East Baltimore. I've been down here since 2007. I come home out of federal penitentiary in 2007, and I met my son's mother. And I've been back and forth down here for a lot of years since then, man. It's been on and off with this drug shit, but lately it's been more on than off. You know what I mean? And it's like, I understand the dynamics of a lot of shit. I understand shit, but it's like I'm standing outside of myself, watching myself shit I can't stop myself from doing. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, you know, I try to do the right thing when ain't nobody looking. You know, for me to be down here in these pits and everything in these trenches, my luck is a lot better than everybody else's, and I understand that. So this constant battle with this drug shit, man, it's not mental, mine is physical. Like, I'm a slave to the drugs, to this fentanyl shit that they got out now, man. I'm a slave to it. I can't shake it. They putting a lot of other shit in it, man. And for me to be 47 and look the way I do, man, I gotta quit while I'm ahead, man. I still got all my digits. Everything works. I'm still able to work and everything. And I look the way I do, man. I'm still ahead more than most. I still have my family. You know, they haven't disowned me or none of that. They understand what I'm going through, man, and they want me to succeed. You know, I need to succeed. I want to. I got 5 children. I just recently had twins, man, and they'll be a year old in January. And I want to live for them. You know, like this drug shit, we out here dying every day, man. Like, I can count on this many, all these digits right here, how many people died this year. And I can go on my toes too. Like, it's crazy. I was just with somebody Friday and they dead today. You know what I'm saying? My homegirl and her boyfriend was shot and killed Friday night. I was just with them earlier that night, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wake up Saturday morning and I see tape all around where they live at, man. And I'm like, damn, what happened? They're like, yo, such and such got murked, got left. Yo. I'm like, damn, man. I was just with those people. And I could have been with them, you know. That's how close it hit. I could have been with those people, man, and I'm still ahead, man. I still got my life, man. I'm grateful for that. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I'm f***ed up because of this, that, and the third. No, I'm messed up because every day I wake up, I take school. I didn't wake up in nobody's jail. That's for one, and I woke up. That's the main one. I woke up, so I'm up to nothing every day I start my day. Everything after that is a plus, but I count my blessings that I wake up. Even though I'm in the hole and I wake up, I still wake up, man. There are a lot of people that would love to wake up again, you know what I mean? There are a lot of brothers behind that wall that would love to wake up in my situation, because they're free. So with that being said, man, I'm alive and free. The will is mine right now, and I just understand. I have my own will to change my surroundings, change my everything, man, and that's what I need to do, man. Like, I love to live, man, and I've done, 17 years in prison, and I feel like it's done for nothing, you know what I mean, how I'm out here in my own way, you know what I mean. Since I figure out how to get out of my own way, man, I'll be a lot better, man. But other than that, man, I'm just happy to be, man. Like, I'm grateful and happy. Not for my situation, but I'm happy to be alive, be the man that I am, man, you know. And the change is coming. So Tuesday, me and my lady, we found a couple joint we're gonna go into, man, and delve into that, man. Like, got a lot of living to do out here, man. And death is too easy, too normal around here. Like, that's not right. It's not right to feel numb like how I do when I hear somebody's died or just happened. I shouldn't feel that numb, man. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy that I became accustomed to death. Nobody should become accustomed to death, man. You know what I mean? If anything, feel accustomed to live, feel accustomed to life, man. You know what I mean? With that, man, I keep coming back every day, man. Real tough, man. Hell yeah.
What age did you start using?
I started using when I was 15. I found, this is crazy how I started using when I was 16. I was in prison and I was holding dope for my jailhouse father. So I was cleaning out my locker one night and I found 3 bags of dope that was just misplaced, you know what I mean? And the era I grew up in, I'm an 80s baby for real, you know what I mean? All the killers, all the head busters and shit, they was the ones, I heard them, yeah. I sniffed dope, I put my gun down while I was sniffing my dope. When I got done, I shot these niggas, or I come down the block and they just give me everything that I want. I go on the alley. They was the guys I was infatuated, the real gangsters. They was really slumping shit and getting money. They got high, they sniffing. And a lot of the old guys that got money, yeah, I sniffed. So I was infatuated by that at that age. That's all the stories that I heard. So with that, I found those bags of dope. I went in the bathroom and I sniffed them. And not like weed and everything else. Like weed, I had to smoke 3-4 times till I realized I was high. When I sniffed that, I knew I was high. You know what I mean? I got the stomach ready to throw up. Went and got me a soda to move on, then it kicked in. Got that euphoria feeling where like somebody was hugging me. A warm feeling from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. That shit lasted for a long time. And I was infatuated with that. It felt good. Every cigarette tastes good. So by age 16, 17, I was hooked. And we was little sniffing, not that fentanyl shit that got good raw. So for a lot of years, you know, I was on and off with it, man. And I think it was that was in 96 when I tried it. By 99, I was full-fledged, selling a lot of the shit. I was getting a lot of money, so you couldn't tell I was getting high. I mastered it, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of it. And then I was young. I was 18, 19 sniffing that shit, you know what I mean? And I had a real dealer's habit. Like, I was buying 100, 200 grams of dope, and I was cuffing 7 of them because we would re-up every week. And I would buy 7 grams, and I would sniff a gram then every day of raw dope. I had a $100 bill that I crushed my dope up until I sniffed out of. Every Monday, I put another gram, put another fresh 7 grams in there. And I did that shit for years. So I woke up one day and I didn't have any. And I was like, damn, why am I sick? And my homeboy was like, boy, you been sniffing that shit for a minute now. You probably gotta have it. So I was feeling sick, so I went and got some dope. And I wasn't sick anymore. Then I realized that I was sick. You dig what I'm saying? Like, damn, I gotta have this shit. And I battled with that for a lot of years. There were times where I kicked and everything, but I would kick just to get back pretty, just to dirty myself up again, man. You know, and lately I've just been playing, you know, cat and mouse with this shit. Like, it's crazy. It's a crazy situation, man. But I've been dealing with this shit since I was 16 years old, man. And then I mixed in a 30 years later, I started with coke. I was then at 35, you know what I'm saying? Then you mix that into play, man, that coke is a whole nother monster, man, you know? Like, I don't even really fuck with it now, so to say. Once it did what it done to me and took me where I didn't want to go, I kind of stayed clear of that shit now, man. But lately, it's just been the smack, man. This fentanyl shit that they got out here now, it's killing us, man. I'm watching everybody that's putting it in them with holes in them and their hands blowing. Like, I don't have none of that shit, man. None of it. You know what I mean? I'm still alive and well, man. I'm ahead, so to say. So I quit while I'm ahead, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a constant struggle, constant, man. No matter how bad we don't want to, we have to. You know what I mean? We're a slave to this shit. Like, there's people don't even want to leave the neighborhood because they scared they're going to not get high. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man. Since 16 all the way up, I'm 47, man. I've had periods of clean time, but they don't last long. Like, I'll go to a recovery house. Everybody else got the glitz and glam at it. They leave it. Yeah, I got a beautiful house. I got this, that, and the third. I come back to this when I leave recovery house. You know what I'm saying? Some of the recovery houses are right in this shit. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta change something, man. You gotta change something. Like they say, people, places, and things. If you change just one of those, and I realize if I change one of those, everything else will fall into play, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stopped hanging around certain individuals. Some shit got better. I changed where I go a lot of time. That changes a lot of things, man. But it all starts with us. It starts and ends with us, with me. It all starts and ends with me, man. I'm the controller of what happens to me, man. Nobody else. Life is reaction, how we react to shit. 99% of how we react to shit. That's how life turns out, man. You know, a lot of things out here I ignore. Everything don't need a response, man. You know, everything don't need a response. We don't have to answer to everything that calls our name, man. You know what I mean? And I'm doing my best not to answer to goofy shit, man. Hell yeah.
What advice can you give the younger generation that might want to step out here and use?
Don't, please, if you do anything, use school. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stress to my son that's 8. School, man. Stay there. As long as you stay in school, the world will take care of you, man. The world will take care of you. As long as they see you're trying to take care of yourself, the world will take care of you, man. Please stay in school, man. Like, drugs ain't the way, man. It's not. It's more, it'll hurt you. It'll hurt you. More harm than help anytime, man. Please don't start this shit, man. It's something you won't be able to finish. Something you won't be able to finish. The only way to finish you is 6 feet, or you'll be in a penitentiary with a numb. You can't finish. You know what I mean? That's the best advice. Listen to your parents. Listen to somebody that knows, man. Listen to somebody that knows. They're not telling you anything wrong. I wouldn't tell y'all anything wrong, man. Y'all are our future, man. So with that being said, I want my future to be healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually, man. We need y'all, man. We need y'all like we needed. Yeah, y'all need us coming up, man. Hell yeah.
My name is Gloria B. I'm 57 years old. My drug of choice is cocaine and fitness. Last year I had a year clean. I came back out here in the streets, not because of anything. I think it's just because I just changed my mind. Well, then again, something happened in my life that made me take another turn. I'm so messed up right now, I can't even get my words out. Before I just did this interview, I said, this is gonna make me go back and recover. I miss it so much. I come from East Baltimore. I landed in South Baltimore because my family moved over here, which is the worst mistake I could ever make. I've been using since I started using, well, it was then, when I was 27. I started smoking when I was 36 years old. I can't say all day, but half of the day. I have children. All my children are over 18 years old. I have 5 children. I have 15 grandkids. And I need myself as well as they need me. Sometimes I sit back and I think about how did I get here and why am I afraid to start over again? Because I'm scared of failing once again. Every time I get to a certain point in my life, something happens. I apply myself to the information to the best of my ability. For some reason I change my mind and I go backwards again. But like I just said, I think this interview right here is going to help me get back in recovery. I don't know what else.
When you first started, who introduced you?
I had a girlfriend over East Baltimore. She told me try this and I tried it. She didn't tell me that when I grew up my body was rejecting the drugs. She didn't tell me nothing about being ill. I woke up one day and I didn't feel too. It took me like a year to know what I was going through. I woke up one day and I just felt bad. And I was like, I feel so bad. She was like, here, girl, do this. And instantly I felt better. So because it wasn't my bottom at that time, I just kept going. I'm a person that can adjust to any situation really well. So I felt like that I couldn't be defeated. But this drug had whipped my tail so bad. Like how something with no brain, no arms, no legs, send me through as much hell as I'm going through. My family loves me, my kids and stuff love me. My daughter is so angry with me that we beef like outsiders. My son is more so laid back, but I know they're all disappointed in me. But they all want the best for me. I guess if they act like there's nothing wrong, so will I. But I want my family back. Most of all, I want myself back. I have places to go, but I sometimes I go to my daughter's house, but I choose not to. I don't use it around my family. So I landed out here in the streets once again. It's cold as hell out here. There's nothing good about the choices that I made in my life because all of them just took me downhill. Last year I had a year clean and some months. It's just crazy how your life can make a turn for the worse. It's like I landed right back where I was. No hope. I was so down on myself. I didn't want to live no more. I thought about suicide. Something could have been better than this. But I said I keep putting myself through this over and over again. What am I missing? But I look at myself and I say, well, at least I made an effort and I tried. I'm gonna try again. And I just know I gotta pick my little dusty tail up because I'm not, Lord. If you see me then and see me now, you be like, girl, don't ever use again. I miss myself. I miss Gloria. When I use, my mom call me BB. When I'm not using, they call me Gloria. There's a difference. There's a difference in Gloria and BB. There's a tremendous difference. I just dislike so bad about being this way. I just hope nobody, let me say this, to all the young people out there, I have did it all for you. You do not have to do this. Don't let nobody tell you that this is that they glorify this situation for you and make you think that it's all this and it's all that, because it's not. I am homeless. I am 57 years old on the damn street. Just had put myself in a position that every woman would want to be in. But once again, I took another turn. And I just don't do it. How they tell us don't pick it up, it won't get in you. It's easier said than done. But just look around you and see what we go through. See the hardship of what we go through. You don't want nobody calling you a dope fiend, an addict, a junkie. You don't want to be a bum. Because I'm in a physical form, like saying I'm a bum. I'm not talking about my appearance, I'm talking about myself, my inside. It's like I push for the wrong things. I push to use every day. I don't know why I just can't push to do what I need to do, because I know what I have to do. I have the tools. I just need to use them. Just don't do what I did, because there's more to life than what I did, than what I'm doing. I mean, my dreams, my hopes, and my wishes went right down the drain once again. But I can get them all back. I can get them all back. I'm just have to give myself another chance and just keep pushing and don't let go. Hold on this time, Gloria. No matter what comes down the pipe, as they tell us in recovery, just don't use. I have a problem with talking about myself to people sometimes, but damn, I'm doing a good job right now. But I have a problem when stuff go wrong. I don't want nobody to know what I'm going through because, like, I don't even like to cry in front of people. I think it's being weak. But at this moment right here, I don't feel weak. I feel so strong because I got on here and I'm giving you a piece of me. And I just want all the younger people out here to just don't pick up, don't use. It's nothing good in it. I mean, even marijuana, fentanyl is in it. It's killing us. We're dying. We're dying out here rapidly, ODing. Just ODing, like 25 people OD West Baltimore. We're dying. And I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die somewhere in the gutter. In somebody's house where somebody drag me out back and put me in the gutter for the sake of not knowing that I OD'd in their home. You know, I'm going to give myself another chance. Sooner than later. I guess that's all I have to say. I'm proud of myself today to just get up here and do it, because I wasn't going to do it because I said I look a mess. But this is what y'all have to see, the real side of what drugs do to you. This is what drugs do to you. If you see me then and now, it's a big difference. My inside, my inner being is a big difference. You know, but I'm struggling, but I'm going to get it together. Thank you so much for letting me talk about Gloria.
I got one more question for you.
Okay.
Well, you said you let your dreams go, but you're going to get them back. What are your dreams?
So, just to be able to, you know, I do things for my family, my grandkids. I love them so much at 15. But wholeheartedly, I'm not there because my time being in the street. I just want to be there. I'm a practical woman. I just want to be there with my family, get a job, do the things that people do that's not, you know what I'm I just want to live. That's it. The end all up, I just want to live. I don't want to exist anymore. I just want to do some things with my family. I just want to grow. I don't want to be this little girl no more that don't have no sense of direction. You know, I want to give myself a chance. And I know through doing that, all things will be afforded back to me. Things that I don't even know I want to do, I'm going to do. You know, for now, I just want to be a woman. I want to be that mother. I want to be that grandmother. I want to be that teacher. You know, that's just what I want to do. Just for now.
My name is Daniel Griffin, 40 years old. I'm a Maryland native, born and raised. Originally grew up in PG County. Spent the first 20 years of my life in PG County, all over from Oxon Hill, Seabrook, Lanham, Glen Arden. A little bit about my life. I've struggled with addiction for 29 years. Being 40 years old, that means I picked up at 11 years old. First person I got high with was actually my mother. You know, smoking at a young age, turned to smoking and drinking. I was into the rap culture at a young age, had 2 older brothers. Within a few years, it progressed to cocaine, ecstasy, pretty much anything I could get access to. In the early 2000s, I broke my back jumping in a pool, didn't have health insurance, and found myself searching for painkillers to try to, be able to function. My father passed away in 2015 from addiction. He choked on a hamburger and went brain dead. He was drunk and had pills in the system. My mother passed away from stage 4 bone and lung cancer the following year. My grandmother was in a traumatic car accident in 2018. And throughout all of these events, my addiction overtook me. I wasn't able to be there for my mother during her passing. My father passed when I wasn't in the state. The only thing I could do was, attend his funeral. My grandmother was rear-ended by a drunk driver. She was almost killed in the process. She spent 6 months in the ICU and intensive care, rehabilitation. During my addiction, none of that stuff mattered to me, and I never showed up for that. Fast forward to tape now. I'm now clean and sober. Fentanyl has been my drug of choice at the end of my days. Homelessness is not part of my story. I've always been a high-functioning addict. I've had a roof over my head. I've made $100,000 a year for the past several years. But again, when you're in active addiction, none of that matters. To look back on it, I know I've spent over $1 million in the streets in the past 10 years. And that's not something I glorify. That just goes to show, how severe addiction can be. At this point in time, For the second time in my life, I've dedicated my life back to God. That is the only thing that works for me. The only reason that I'm still here and alive is because God's grace and mercy has protected me. I've since, in the past few weeks, started a ministry of my own. I am an ordained minister at this point in time, looking to go into pastoral care in the future to be able to preach from a pulpit. But currently, I'm with Heart of the City, and I'm looking to, collab and team up with them to be able to minister to people as they film anywhere in the streets.
How does it feel for you to be clean?
It feels amazing, and to be in Baltimore City where I've used for 30 years, or up in Kensington, wherever, to come from that and be able to look from the outside view in, I know what it feels like. I know the hopelessness, I know the broken spirituality inside, the God void as they call it. Addiction is just the end result. The bigger issue is we have a void inside that we're trying to fill, and nothing but God can fill that. So, for me, I very much relate, and I understand exactly how people feel. I know how those dark, lonely nights are. I've spent many a night with my own demons and other people's demons. It is a battle, but I can tell you this: if you're serious about getting clean and you turn your life over to God, your life will turn around in a heartbeat. Going through 29 years of addiction, He pulled me out of it, what they call deliverance, which is an immediate change. So within 2 weeks' time, you can think again, your head is clear, you have a new vision on life, all the obsessive and compulsive thoughts that you once had to use, they keep recycling in your mind, they vanish. But God is the only person in this world that has the ability to do that. God is not for everybody, I understand that, it's a taboo topic. I found God in the trap house in 2014 with a crack addict. A few years later, I found myself sticking needles on my neck, doing the whole don't cook thing. But no matter what, looking back in my life, I can always see His footsteps, His protection, and how everything has led me to this point. I spent many nights crying out to God, wondering why He would allow me to sit in suffering for 30 years. And now I understand, because there was a bigger picture, a bigger blessing later on down the road. But I just had to reach that goal for it to be attainable and for it to be a use in the future. Moving forward, I desire to pull people out of addiction or minister to them in any way. Minister just means to help. A lot of these people out here just need somebody to talk to. You can change somebody's life just by giving them a hug, telling them it's okay, it'll be okay. You never know what somebody needs. And for me personally, as a former addict, the stigma on addiction, especially in the United States right now, it traps us in the addiction. You're taught that you are less than society, you're written off, you're cast out. People look at you like you're worthless, and you're not. We're all human beings. So what's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin. Yes. Father God, as I stand before your son Kevin, he is in need of guidance, and I know that you can provide guidance and all else. Father God, I pray that you be able to wash this man in your spirit as it flows through me into him now. I pray that he'll be able to feel the warmth enter his heart. That he be able to feel the presence of you over top of him and around him. Father God, I pray that you be able to meet this man's needs beyond what he understands. That you be able to put resources, people, places, and things in his life as he travels. Most importantly, I pray that you be able to protect him from the enemy. Father God, wash this man's mind. Allow him to view the world in a different way. Allow him to come back to you, Father God. For we all get lost at times, but it's never too late. Father God, I thank you humbly for putting this man in my life, and I pray that we will be able to continue contact as we move forward. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Yeah. How y'all doing? My name is Kevin, man. I ain't really got a lot to say about my name or whatever, but getting high is it's a bad situation altogether. Everybody already know that, but I started kind of when I was really young. Most people don't even believe the story that I tell because it sounds like some kind of movie for real. My father used to smoke late cigarettes and he used to leave a cigarette butts in the ashtray and shit. And they'll get to arguing, fussing and fighting, this and the third, and I run outside, run in the backyard smoking, thinking it's weed, shit like that. You go when you're a kid and you do some dumb ass, you know what I'm saying? So I used to take shit in the parking lot in the backyard and smoke. Everybody look at me just out there. My little friends would come outside. And I had a friend named Jimmy. Jimmy was the man though, because his father used to sell. His brother used to sell weed and shit. So he would come outside with the weed that he stole from his brother. You know what I'm saying? He was the man and shit. So I wanted to be the man too. And this is just how I got hooked for real. And so one day I rolled up a whole bunch of cigarette butts that I thought were cigarette butts, and you know what I mean, from my father, or whatever, we got weed in it, whatever. I didn't know none of that shit. I was just trying to be the man. I take outside, ends up passing to my friends. All right, they smoking and we all smoking. Everybody like, what's this? Blah, blah, blah. Make long story short, this brother comes outside and enlightens us that we smoking coke. I was 13 at the time, keep in mind, I was 13. I didn't know what I was smoking. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was just some better weed. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I ended up in the ICU for 7 months. You know what I'm saying? They beat the shit out of me for real. And at that point, that's when my downward spiral started. I lost all my friends. At the same time that year, I got my baby mother. I had my first child. Well, I had her when he was 14, but I had my first child. She got pregnant when she was 13. So I lost her, all my friends, everything that you could have at 13, I lost, basically. Just from that moment. Just from that one single solitary choice. I lost everything. And it ain't come back. Never. So life went through that downward spiral, and I started. That's when I became a bad person. That's when I started doing evil. You know what I mean? Trying to be the man by any means necessary. Trying to prove myself that I wasn't what everybody was saying I was. Even though I was, because I still at that point I had an addiction at that point. The taste had got in my mouth and I couldn't get rid of it. So make the long story short on that one, I smoked until I was 15. That's basically that was basically prepping me for my first felony. You know what I mean? So I caught my first felony when I was 15. Conspiracy to commit homicide. I didn't pull the trigger. I ain't a lot of people saying I was the man. I ain't do a motherfucking thing but drive a car, honestly. And basically was a getaway man and didn't even know it. You know, I knew we were going to do something foul, but I didn't know it was going to go that far. But who does? Nobody ever does, right? Either way, to make a long story short on that one, that served me up with 10 years in prison. I caught 15, all suspended with 10, and brought it to the door at 9 years, 8 months. When I came home, I was in my late 20s. Don't have a lot to talk about as far as penitentiary goes. You know, everybody gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say, you only do 2 days in prison. That's the day you get in there and the day you get out. You know, everything in between that is the same. You know, watch your ass, don't bend over, pick up soap. You know what I mean? It's just like that's actually the truth. But to make a long story short on that one, the government does have a plan set up for us after we get out of prison. And that's to keep going back, and to keep going back, and to keep violating it, and keep violating it. And I follow suit, bro. It's like without any guidance or anything like that, I was basically a 26-year-old child coming out of prison. You know what I mean? I didn't have nobody to talk to. I really didn't have nobody to talk to then because everybody looked at me as a grown man. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to know what he's supposed to know and do what he's supposed to do, you know, but you gotta keep in mind, for the past 10 years, I've been the same dude I was when I got locked up. So I was a 15-year-old, you know what I mean, kid, for real in my mind. But, dang, you know, you think you're gonna live forever still at 15, so at 26, I still thought I was gonna live forever. Shit was gonna work out, and you know, once this over with, life is gonna get beautiful at some point on its own. Nobody ever told me you had to work for it. You know what I'm saying? You had to go through things that are hard, but compared to the things that I went through, to live a good life compared to the things I went through, bro, that's a cakewalk. But either way, about my fight with addiction is this. It's not really the drugs that's the problem with me because you talking to somebody that doesn't have a different version of that. See, a lot of people don't understand my story because most people are somebody before they fall into addiction. They are an accountant. They are a manager at some other store. They are college students. They are teachers. They are mothers. They are fathers. They are all these things before they fall into addiction, and then they find a drug. I never had to go. I never went through that because the drug found me. I was 13. You know, I didn't even know who I was or how I was going to live or what I was looking for in life or what I was supposed to be looking for. I didn't know nothing about that. So I managed the drug actually pretty good. And I'm not trying to upplay it like it's a good thing because it's not. It's not. It ain't for nobody. You know, the Lord says your body's your temple and please treat it as such. And I'm still fighting with this to this day at 47. You know, like I was born in 78. You know, and it's like life hard, man. Life still hard for me because I'm still battling, not with the drug, but battling with the love that I'm not getting from the people around it. Like I'm expecting something to change with these people, and that's definitely the definition of insanity. We expecting something to change, doing the same, expecting to get a different result, instead of something to change or do better by me that's never done it before. So it's just like, it's crazy, man, like for me to be this old and to have basically the story that I got, it's not a lot to it, man. It's like people think it's real complicated when you become a drug addict, or it's a lot. Yeah, for some people it is, but it's people with an addiction that was just put upon, that was stressed upon them for real. Like I didn't expect this to happen. I wasn't looking for drugs at this point. What 13-year-old is running around? You had something that's so bad, and it's like you even running front. Let it be known that there are also 13-year-olds out here that had, family issues, really done had, father issues, mother issues. I got abandonment issues myself because my mother worked so hard that she couldn't be home. So me, my brother, my sister had to be home a lot by herself. And can you imagine just being a baby? What's little things like that people don't understand that affect you when you're a child, man, and it it works on you to the person that you are throughout your life. They don't go away. These things don't go away, man. They don't go away. If they're not talked about, if they're not, readily asked if it's okay, things will get better. You know what I'm saying? If ain't nobody showing you they care about what's going on in your life, G, it ain't gonna change because I know most drug addicts that I know people that are emotionally unsound anyway. They were gonna be in a situation anyway. So for that to be said, it's like you gotta figure out yourself by yourself. And no man is an island, man. Everybody needs somebody. At any given time, you never know when you're going to just need a hug or when you're just going to need somebody to cry on. And that's one of the biggest things, man. Just to emotionally let the pain out. We can't even do that. And then the way life treats us as black men, we ain't got the right to cry or to give anything up.